cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host, Freddie G, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. And you can find us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And if you're on YouTube, please don't forget to like and or subscribe. Welcome back, fellas, to another True Tuesday. And today, man, I thought we'd talk about something that we all like, and I think I can't think of anybody that actually does not like money. You know, that those greenbacks, but you know, you hear that phrase, more money, more problems. And it just had me wondering and thinking, you know, is money the root of all evil? You know, which is a phrase that we often hear, and it's actually, you know, it comes from the Bible. You know, the Bible does not say that money is evil, nor does it identify money as underlying the cause of all bad things. The common expression, money is the root of all evil, is an incomplete and misleading Bible quotation. However, in my opinion, you know, money definitely can change how one thinks and how one acts. Right. And can cause you to do things that you would never expect to do. But again, just because of that change in your financial status, has coerced you, like I said, to do things that you would never imagine doing, or even doing things to other people. You know, so how do you guys feel about, I mean, is there a way that we could, well, there is no way that we could change that, because this is something that's been going on way before us.
Way before us.
You know, but it's just sad, though, how folks can let, it's almost like it's a drug.
Yeah.
You
for
know,
some people, it is.
You know, the hustle, you know, for money, to attain money, can be just like, you know, wanting to attain that drug that gives you that high. And some people actually look at it as
getting high, yeah.
But again, the things that they can do from having money is my concern. You know, especially when you're not doing right. You know,
it turn them into monsters. Some of them, man.
Yeah, and especially if you don't have it. If they don't have it, what they do to go get it.
That's a good point.
That's the worst, I think.
Not having it can put you in a very vulnerable state.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's sad to say, you know, but it's those that have the money that you know, gain power, that can sometimes be abused and misused, and that's basically what I'm trying to get at today on today's show. Is just talking about how people can misuse having a lot of money. You know, look at
look at good. You just brought that up. How your power and how your money it does that. There was a situation that just happened probably about a few days ago. I want to say about 4 or 5 days ago with the singer. It's on Instagram. You can go look at it. Was two girls that played in the girl that played in Little Mermaid.
Hallie.
Yeah. So it was. She went to. She had a appointment for a nail shop. It was set for. I want to say it was either 12 or 1, but she was 30 minutes late. But she did call and say she was going to be late. However, her group of people that was coming, they came like maybe an hour too late. So the lady was like, "Well, I'm under appointment. And anyway, long story short, it didn't go well. And her power of money, she went online, and that fast they started talking crazy to this lady, the owner of that shop, saying you ain't this, all this. And this lady lost her. I mean, businesses just went down. Her business went down. She usually talks about that too. On that clip, on that same clip, the lady's on there talking. Holly's talking, and then if you scroll to the next one, then the lady, the owner of the shop, is talking. So yeah, power. That money
so
is
saying Hallie triggered.
Huh?
Hallie
triggered.
Haley. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
she triggered it, and then from there, the whole internet attacked that lady of that shop, and she has no business.
So you
Just
said-
off of one person, one statement from a very powerful, very financially powerful person.
Gotcha.
So that
So do you think that I know that a lot of times people associate celebrity with money, but there are a bunch of broke celebrities also.
True.
So do you believe that what happened, could it be, not do you believe, but could it be what happened didn't have anything to do with her money, however it had everything to do with her celebrity?
it didn't have to do nothing with her money, but it sure had to do with the shop owner's money, because now she ain't getting it. That's the point I'm trying to make. Your success, your money, your power can destroy someone else's money too. Money, it's like you said,
But
it's
Haley
the
didn't
root
do
of
anything evil.
She did it.
She expressed her-
but
she-
you should have known the consequences.
No. Let me show you something. No, I get what you're saying
Yeah,
though.
she didn't do nothing evil. She
I'm not
didn't.
saying.
'Cause I would've done the same thing
I'm
she
not
did.
saying that you're wrong.
Right.
But what I'm asking is her celebrity.
Yes.
Her celebrity, of people who like her, made people possibly not want to support this
Right,
business.
her following.
I
Her
get
following.
it. I get that.
So that doesn't have anything to do with.
But
Yeah.
as her, she should have known. If I put this out there, this lady finna get no business.
Yeah, but she
that
didn't
ain't
know
no
anything.
di- that ain't
I would
no
have just told
different-
my personal friends, "Hey man, y'all don't go here." I wouldn't have thrown it with
that ain't no difference from every day somebody posting on social media how they had a bad experience at a restaurant.
You got it right. You got
Yeah.
a point. Yeah,
That
you're
ain't
right.
no
You're
different.
right. You're right. You're right.
And
You're
it wasn't
right.
her money that made her do that. You know, my point is I mean, look at Trump.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he has a lot of money, and we see the shit that he's doing
Man.
that's just totally off
He
the wall.
pulls his power.
Yes, he
abusing
does.
his power.
He abuses power.
He abuses it.
You know,
Yeah.
But don't nobody believe him.
but no,
he has a following too, though.
He
'cause
does,
He can do
he
the exact
does,
same
man.
thing.
Listen.
And that's what
Exactly.
he's trying to do to win this election. Believe it or
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
the same thing that you just said Hallie did.
Yeah.
He's going about it a roundabout way, but he's definitely using his money.
he uses his
money.
money.
Yeah.
And you know, Face had that song "Money and the Power," which is one of my
Money
favorite
and the Power.
Face
Uh-huh.
songs. But that, you know, it is a true statement. The more money you have,
The more power
the
you
more
get.
power you
That's
have,
the
and
truth.
the people that's running this country probably are the richest folks.
Yep.
You know, in the world.
And think of what their mind frame, where their mind frame is at. They, like you say, the power is the money for them. So just imagine any move they make because they have X amount of money, can't nothing stop them. Invincible.
And that's
you
the
know.
mental that they have.
Right.
You know, they're above the law. And in some cases they are. You know, and they've gotten away with a lot of things for so
Right.
long. But,
Right.
you know, in today's, in today's time, a lot of people are being exposed. You know, I guess they're not afraid. You know, back in the day, people would get away with a lot
Right.
for so much because
Right.
they were afraid. But now folks are coming out and more or less, you know, exposing these people that have gotten away with, you know, abusing that power
Right,
and the money
right.
that they had.
It's time for that, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's long overdue
Yeah.
and rightfully so. I mean, but it's happening to people that you wouldn't expect.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of these people, just like Bill Cosby, you know, we looked up to Bill.
They love to be.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
You know, he was a father figure
Yeah.
to most of us, if not all of us.
He gave us a vision of black people doing well.
Correct.
So let me ask you this though: do you think that Bill would have still did what he did if he didn't have money? A drug is a drug.
Possibly.
true.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I do
That's
think.
a good one.
I do
agree.
think he would have.
Yeah,
He
I
may
think
not have
so.
had the
He may not have had the
But he just had access to the kind of women he wanted.
that's
Well,
it. The
here's
access
the
may
thing.
have been different, but it's possible he still would have done
Yeah,
it.
here's the thing. If you're on a level to where you're meeting a certain caliber of women, chances are you've placed yourself in that environment. And in Bill's case, money, and you're around maybe some model chicks or whatever.
Exactly, a
People
different
who
breed.
want to
Yes.
be in the entertainment
But
industry.
but it ain't no difference if you take somebody that doesn't have any money that just like to pop pills and do shit and in the ghetto,
Right.
and you around that.
He just happened to be famous.
He
got
just happened to
called.
be
Right.
he happened to be famous. Now I do want to touch on something you said when you opened the show.
Yes, sir.
And you were and you were right on what you said about the Bible and stuff with money. in the way that you opened it. But I want to say something to that. In actuality, in 1 Timothy 6:10, the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. So you were technically right, because how you love the money
is what causes the problem.
You know what, y'all?
and the root of all kinds of evil, not just one kind of evil.
I never
See
knew.
that?
I never knew about that scripture, and it's so funny. I always tell my daughter, "Don't love money, just like it." I never knew about that scripture. Now I know why I tell her. I mean, I didn't know why I said that. I'll just tell her just like it. Don't love it.
Y'all probably heard me mention on previous shows when I say that you may have heard people say that more money, more problems. Or you may hear people say that money changes people.
Right.
And then you may hear people that say, well, no, money don't change people. It changes the people around you.
Right.
And so I'm of the belief that money just make you more of what you are.
Right. More
So
of a-
in regards to Bill Cosby, you may have more access to more women
Right.
because you got money. And with any other celebrity too. So all that stuff plays a part.
Let me ask you, fellas, based on your current financial status, let's just say tomorrow you wake up and your bank account is 20 times the amount that it is now, and this is all legit. This is your money. How would you change? And you can't say that you wouldn't change, because I like I say, for whatever reason, money is gonna make you move a certain type of way.
Man, no matter how much 20 times what's in my account,
Yeah.
I still ain't gonna have $20. You feel what I'm
you still
saying?
ain't
We
gonna
can
have
talk about 20, 40, 50. I still ain't gonna have a $20.
as soon as you play the
Because
bills.
that's my mentality.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So
that's how you go move.
yeah, so basically what I'm
so
saying,
just say, just
the
throw
money's
$5
not
million.
gonna make me evil.
Yeah.
Because it's shit that I know I need the money for, and it's not to do nothing other than what I need it for, and not to do nothing dangerous to me or anybody else for that matter.
Right.
And that's just my train of thought,
Yeah.
Because the money that I have, I got to pay with it, so I can't think of doing nothing dumb.
Dumb,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
my
but
mentality is
your,
there.
Your mental is like that currently, but again, if those zeros was to change, your
Hey, man,
mental is
I'm
going to
gonna
change.
have
Now,
Last time-
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with that. I do agree with you, K Money, when you say that the amount of money change your mental, but it depends on what aspect of the mental that it changes. Let me go deeper, right? So, if you are a kind-hearted person and you like to every now and then give a homeless person $10.
Okay.
Well, what's going to happen is once you have those millions, you're probably going to give that homeless person $100.
You right.
But it doesn't change who you are in regards to kindness.
Right.
Correct.
Now, let me go deeper. Let's say the money you make right now would allow you to be able to purchase a top of the line Mazda, a top of the line Mazda SUV,
Right.
right? Well, that's because you like something nice. You're not going to go out and buy a bucket because you can actually afford a
Have
Mazda.
something nice, right?
You can afford a bucket too, but you prefer to buy that Mazda because you can afford it. Well, if that money hits your account and you're a millionaire, you're probably not going to buy that Mazda, although you can afford that Mazda. You're probably going to go and get that Mercedes.
Mercedes instead. Yep.
So it doesn't change in some people. It doesn't change their mentality as far as who they are as an individual. They're just going to get more of it. If you got that money, you can live in an apartment. If you're a millionaire, you can live in an apartment. But because you're a millionaire, chances are you're going to probably buy a nice home.
I will say this though. I ran a couple of roadside assistance services, and in doing so, I ran into a couple of people that I wanted to kind of, hey, let's partner up and do this business. couple of them were fake it till you make it people, which means they was already in Mercedes but they really only had a Hyundai 2010 money, but they was already in Mercedes or already in stuff that he couldn't afford.
Right.
So they just basically faked it. They was in big townhomes and all that. Now, when we started making the money, those are the worst people you want to work with. When we started making the money, it was always the same situation in fake it till you make it people. Then those expenses went up even further than those expenses that they had before that they couldn't even afford to begin with the first time. So we never could make any progress because the more money we made, the more they would make the gifts and the shopping and the traveling go up. So we never could make any money. So it changes people in different ways. It just depends on how that person is thinking, you know.
Let me ask you this, Freddie G, in the scenario you utilize, saying, you know, if you're a kind-hearted person, let's say you have a family that's being they have a house, they're in a house, nice house that's being foreclosed on, and I'm gonna use myself as an example. I came into some money, and you know me, I'm a kind-hearted individual, but I see an opportunity to get this house, even though I know it's being foreclosed on and this family is possibly being kicked out. But I see an opportunity to get this property for a lot less, and I have the money to do so. Do you think that that's an evil act for me to go ahead and purchase this home knowing that I'm kicking the family out?
No, I don't, because the rule of thumb is self-preservation.
Self-preservation.
So before you can, your heart may go out to them, but you can't help everybody.
Right.
And what you're doing is making sure you're securing your legacy for you, your family, or whatever. And so now you'll go broke if you try to help everybody.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
no, it happens, and sometimes whatever family that's being foreclosed on, sometimes financial situations changes, the circumstances changes, where the money you were making before is not the same money you were making now. So you can't afford the things that you used to could afford.
Facts.
And in some cases, people try to live above their means, piggybacking off of Comedian 96, fake it till you make it.
Right.
So when people live above their means, then of course you're gonna eventually find yourself in a situation where you're gonna lose the things that you have because you lived above your means. You have no idea, K Money, of whether or not that family is being foreclosed on because they lived above their means, but you can't rule it out either. So they set themselves up for failure.
That's a great response, great answer. Appreciate you
Yes, sir.
entertaining that one. But yeah, fellas, we've given a lot of good examples on how money can cause one to be evil. I know myself personally, like I just used in the previous example, I'm a kind-hearted person. I'm not saying that I would sit here and try to save everybody out there, but I do have that type of heart to where, you know, if I can contribute and help, I definitely want to do so.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully that kindness can spread to the next man. You know, we need that type of kindness to spread to this guy we got running for president. You know, right now, because
exactly,
you know, you're hearing a lot of rumors that if he does become president, you know, how a lot of folks are going to leave the country, you know, not knowing if that's going to make it better or not. But I'm saying all that to say, man, money definitely can change us, but we need to use it on a more positive note than negative.
Right.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, with the I'm kind-hearted just as yourself, and all of us pretty much are, but I think I'll be the only one playing pay it forward. When I go to McDonald's and I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna get the person behind me. But I don't think nobody else be playing. I think it should be me.
You know what, too, man? Let me say this, man. When people don't have money, people gotta eat.
Right.
Yes.
And unfortunately, there's some people out there that they'll get it by hook or crook. They'll go and do whatever they got to do to go get that money. And if that means hurting somebody in the process, they'll do it.
They'll do it. Yeah.
And then you have people out there that they actually want to keep up with the Joneses. So they'll go out there by hook or crook and go get that money.
Yep.
You know, so it can be the root of all evil, but we need it.
Yeah.
You say we need, that's
You gotta have it. You can't survive without it.
You gotta have it.
So you don't think this world can operate on just like, let's say, trade bargaining versus having something in a currency?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you say the world, that tells me that's all of the countries.
Right.
Together.
And it's just a hypothetical question.
No, I get it, but you got to think about building. It costs for wood. It costs to turn that tree into lumber to build a house.
It costs for that man to get out there and help build it.
Yeah, it costs to have cars, to build cars. So some kind of way, money's got to come into play.
Well, again, I mean, you could trade your skill set somehow, some way, because money hadn't always been around. I'm sure.
Well, it wasn't around in dollar bills, but
Coins,
but
commodity, something.
But
Trade.
it was around in biblical times.
Yeah.
I forgot what they called it. But it was there. It was there. It
Rupees or something like that.
It just wasn't. It just wasn't in the dollar bill that we recognize.
Gotcha.
It's the Bible. It's in the Bible.
Rupees.
Something like that. Rupees.
I think rupees is a Russian
dollar. Or something like that. Begin with a
Rubles.
Yeah, there it is.
I think that's a Russian dollar or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. I don't know.
Well, I want to thank y'all for joining us on another episode of True Tuesday. We out. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for Women Wednesday with Freddie G. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all you YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.
Like it's coexistence, but